Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. It is Wednesday, November 18th, 2015. The big news story in the mainstream media today is that the French police raided an apartment building in Paris and supposedly killed terrorists, captured other ones, and possibly killed the mastermind behind the November 13th, Friday the 13th attacks in Paris. If you haven't seen my prior work on the Paris attacks, please check those out. This is not the starting point. In this video, I'm just going to show how this is one more detail in the story, coded by the numbers, as the entire story has been thus far. So notice the terrorist name, the terrorist mastermind, Abdelhamid Abaaoud. Here the Telegraph says he's killed. If you turn on CNN right now, they're saying they're doing DNA tests on the bodies to determine if it's him. His name in Pythagorean gematria sums to 59, as shown on the screen. This is interesting because the date of November 13th, 2015 had a numerology of 59. This is the kill number in Jewish gematria, a very important number in the story. His first name in simple English gematria also sums to 59. So not only does his full name equal 59 in Pythagorean gematria, his first name in simple English gematria equals 59. His full name in simple English gematria sums to 104, kind of like 10-4, message received. An important number. The United States of America, established with the help of the French, was established on a date with 104 numerology. Again, the date of the attack, Friday the 13th, November 13th, 2015, a date with 59 numerology, just like the gematria of the name of the supposed mastermind. In a prior video, I showed how the coding on the November 15th, 2013 attack, supposedly also by ISIS, had a lot of the same numbers coded into it. It was also a Friday. This number's been showing up again and again in the French-related terror hoaxes. Here it is coded on the mastermind. Again, the word kill in Jewish gematria has a sum of 59. A lot of killing in this story thus far. What else is interesting is kill in simple English gematria sums to 44, and mastermind in Pythagorean gematria sums to 44. They're saying the mastermind was possibly killed today, November 18th, 2015. Today's date has a 44 numerology. See how it connects with 59 as well as with mastermind? This is what I mean when I say they routinely contrive these stories by the numbers. And if you understand date numerology, if you understand word gematria, you can see how the facts are contrived by the numbers. Mastermind, an interesting word in simple English gematria, 116 or 911 upside down. They're saying this raid happened in the neighborhood where the first shots were supposedly fired on Friday the 13th. The mainstream reporting, 2 confirmed dead, 7 arrested, 5 hurt, 5,000 rounds fired. It's a lot of gunshots. If you're new here, let's go over this definition of gematria real quick. Gematria is an Assyro-Babylonian Greek system of code and numerology later adopted into Jewish culture. Remember, Jewish owners sold the Bataclan Theater on September 11th, 63 days before November 13th, when Paris equals 63, Charlie Hebdo equals 63, all these stories being synced up by the numbers. Later adopted into Jewish culture that assigns numerical value to a word or phrase in the belief that words or phrases with identical numerical values bear some relation to each other or bear some relation to the number itself, as it may apply to nature, a person's age, the calendar year, or the like. Should just say the calendar, you know. Here the guy has the name that matches up with the date of the attack, all the 59s we talked about. This is how gematria works. This is how it's used against us in the mainstream media, which is what I am revealing with each post, one piece of evidence at a time. Some other headlines today: France strikes back. This is CNN. They're saying that the police raided just in time because the terrorists were going to do something else. Here's the picture of the ringleader with the 59 name gematria. Tell me this beard doesn't look like a clip-on, truth seeker. I mean, it's embarrassing what they do to us. Makes me wonder where they find these guys willing to play the part. I thought it was interesting that these guys had a pink sheet out for this photo op, for this staged news story. I noticed that pink sheet has a gematria of 44. Again, today's date numerology is 44. I don't think it's a coincidence. I think this is just more contrived nonsense, a play on numbers, you know? The people who run the media are very much into the numbers, numerology, all this stuff we're exposing. More headlines from today. Huge raid in Paris. This headline, huge raid in Paris. Pythagorean gematria with the S exception sums to 96, like Freemason. Remember the ranging degrees of Scottish Rite Freemasonry, 31, 32, 33. Add it together, it sums to 96. Skull and Bones, the Masonic order at Yale, goes by the number 322. The phrase bonesman has a gematria of 33. With regards to today being the 322nd day of the year, that is the reflection of 223. Remember, this happened on Friday the 13th, having the gematria of 223. Masonic and Jewish gematria equals 223. The synagogue of Satan, the false Jews, named in the Bible, has the gematria of 223. Today's also Ted Turner's birthday. Ted Turner, the name, has a gematria of 44. Broadcasting out of Atlanta, Georgia, the fourth state, one of only two states with a gematria of 44. The news anchor who's on almost all hours of the day, seems almost like a robot. Wolf Blitzer, his birthday is March 22nd, another way to express 322. Ted Turner, born on the 322nd day. His number one stooge boy, Wolf Blitzer, born on March 22nd. CNN, the only news channel that breaks news besides Reuters and AP. A lot of people aren't aware of that. It was CNN that broke on September 11th that planes had flown into the building. More mainstream lies. A lot of truth people need to wake up to. There were no planes on 9/11. No planes on 9/11, a truth that many people have not woken up to. As for today's date numerology, it yields these other numbers. 64 is a special number. Remember, Israel equals 64. Zion equals 64. Thelema equals 64. All interrelated. A lot of Thelema in France. We'll see if there's any more big headlines today. I just want people to understand these headlines are all contrived. These images given to us are staged actors willing to play their part. Hoax-aliciousness. Probably some more clip-on beards there, too. The other thing I notice is there's a lot of this 159 getting coded into this story. Remember, Eagles of Death Metal equals 159, the band playing at the Bataclan. Huge raid in Paris, 159. DC put on notice, 159. Just keeps showing up in this story. It's a number I'm not used to seeing, but it's one that's becoming commonplace for this story. Of course, it ends with 59, like the number we started with, the date, the name of the mastermind, Abdelhamid, Abaaoud. I don't know what else I can do, Truth Seeker. I show every day of the week how the news stories are contrived like this, and a lot of people continue to deny it day after day. Tragic. Tragic. All right, Truth Seeker, until next time.